All right, guys. Sorry about that. The link that I had posted earlier, I went back into to 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 do the go live, and it just said that spinning wheel, and it said going live, but it never actually went live. So sorry about that. Hopefully, I didn't take up too much of your time doing some adjustments. I went ahead and put the other link in Box Tribe as well. So we're gonna jump right into it because we're already a little bit behind. Sorry about that again. Cool. So today we're going to be talking about hollows. I want you guys to really focus on creating tension in your hollows. Sometimes, especially once we get tired, we get a little bit lazy with our hollows, and our back tends to flatten out and things like that. So today I'll be showing you how to create tension throughout your midline so that you stay in a sturdy hollow body position, and that's going to transfer over to all of your other gymnastics movements, like your handstands, your all the stuffs on the bars, pull-ups, toes to bar muscle ups, all that fun stuff, and your all the things on the rings as well. Cool. Especially if you're trying to master higher skill level movements like strict muscle ups or even press to handstands, things like that. You're going to have a solid foundation with your hollows. Cool. All right, guys, let's jump into it. We're going to start out with what's called a hollow tuck. So you're going to lay flat on your back. We'll start here. Ooh, that sun is bright. Then you're going to go ahead and tuck your knees into your chest as hard as you can. Here. From here, you're going to slightly lift your shoulders and reach in front of you as far as you can. So this is not as far as I can, all the way up. So once you're here in this position, you're creating as much tension as you can with your torso. Go ahead and get into this position. We're going to do a quick 20-second hold. I'll give you a couple seconds to get here. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woo! All right. So that is how much tension you should have going through the middle of your body whenever you're doing anything that is hollow related. So anytime you're doing your pull-ups, your kipping pull-ups, your butterfly pull-ups, you should be creating that much tension throughout the middle of your body. Cool. So if your normal hollows don't feel like what you just felt, then you're probably not being as you probably don't have as much tension through the middle of your body as you should. Cool. Now we're gonna go do a couple hollow tuck rocks. So we're going to get back into that tuck position, and we're going to do a couple rocks. We're going to do 3 sets of 5 reps. Cool. We're going to take it nice and easy so you don't have to get too dynamic with your rock. But 2 things I want you to focus on. The first thing I want you to focus on is not swinging with your legs and driving your legs down to create momentum for your rock. You want all that rocking motion to come through the middle of your body. Cool. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and set up into our hollow tuck. So you're going to lay down, tuck those knees into your chest as hard as you can, reach forward as far as you can, and we're going to do 5 reps. I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I don't want you to do is 1, 2, and throw those legs forward. So if you notice, my hips are opening up before my shoulders come off the floor, and that means I'm driving with my legs down instead of using the tension throughout your body. Cool? So go ahead and knock out that first set, and then we'll do the other 2 sets together. Give you guys a couple seconds to get through that. All right, guys. So again, we want to focus on creating as much tension through the middle of our body as possible. And we're going to do 2 more sets of 5 hollow rocks in our tuck position. Again, don't go too fast and start using those legs. Ready? Let's go. So lay back, tuck those knees in nice and hard. Reach forward as far as you can. So this is not as far as you can. All the way up as far as you can. And we're going to get 5 reps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. As you notice, you're probably not going to get too high. So if you're rolling all the way up into like a seated position, then you know you're throwing those legs forward. Or if you're rolling all the way back to where like the base of your neck is on the floor, then you're probably also throwing those legs. Cool. So we really want to focus on making sure our middle of our body is doing that rocking motion and not our appendages. Cool. All right, guys, one more set of 5 reps. Really feel that tension throughout the middle of your body. Ready? Let's get back into that tuck. Reach forwards and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice, guys. So, you probably felt a lot of tension in the middle of your body. You probably felt your lats turn on by reaching forwards. You probably felt your lower abs a little bit more engaged than you normally do. If that was very difficult for you, then that's probably where you need to start for your hollows. Cool. There's nothing wrong. I still do hollow tuck rocks. It's a fantastic movement for forcing your body to stay nice and fluid as one unit instead of a whole bunch of different moving parts. Sometimes, like I said earlier, you get a little lazy with your full hollow body rocks, and then you start kicking your legs up, start throwing your arms forwards and things like that to get momentum and compensate for a lack of core strength. So this forces you to use your core and build that strength through the middle of your body rather than relying on momentum from other parts of your body. Cool. If you guys have any questions while I'm going over this, make sure you drop them in the comment section. I can answer them right now in real time because I can see your comments. Or if you just want to shout out and say, hey, that's fine too. Cool. All right, guys. So from here, excuse me, from the hollow tuck rock, I want to kind of show you guys what your legs should be doing, or how to build tension throughout your legs as well while you're doing your hollow rock. So there's a muscle in the middle of your quad that ties directly into your hip flexor, and your hip flexor is tied directly into your lower abs. So that muscle in the middle of your quad is also assisting in your core when you're doing core work. So we want to make sure that we are creating tension in that muscle as well as the Russell muscles that are going to affect our core when we're getting into our hollow body position. Cool. I'll also show you a brutal movement to strengthen up that muscle as well as your hip flexors to train your core. I'll get to that in just a second. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to do another 3 sets of we're going to do 3 sets of a 15-second hold. And we're going to do that with one leg tucked and one leg extended. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you're going to lay back. You're going to tuck both legs. You're going to reach up. Then you're going to stick one leg out. And I want it to be kind of elevated. So try not to let that knee drop past your other foot. Cool? So I don't want you way down here or anything like that. It's going to be kind of up and elevated so that you can maintain that proper tension. But what I want you to focus on is pointing your toe as hard as you can and then squeezing your quad. Really locking out that knee so that you're in one straight line. Cool? So we're going to be here in this position. And the reason why I don't want you guys dropping your leg too low just yet is because towards the end, we're going to do what's called a hollow finder, and that's going to tell you how low your legs should be or how high your legs should be. But right now, we're not really sure where that leg should be, so we're going to keep it kind of at a neutral angle. Cool? So like I said, we're going to do 3 sets of a 15-second hold. Ready? Let's get into that hollow tuck position. Here. Tuck up hard. Reach. And then stick that leg out. Squeeze that quad, point your toe, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep holding. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nice. Good job, guys. We're going to alternate legs this time so that you can feel it on both sides. Don't worry, we don't need to do a 4th set to even it out. You're not going to get one huge quad just because you did one leg an extra time. Cool? So we are going to switch legs this time just so that you can feel the proper position with both sides. All right, guys, we ready? Let's get it.
So knees again tucked in here, reaching forward as hard as you can, creating that tension. Then go out, squeeze your quad, point your toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Nice, guys. How those abs feeling? Mine are pretty smoked right now. All right, so we're going to do one more set, and you can switch back to your other leg if you want to, or you can stick with the same leg. That's up to you. Doesn't really matter. As long as you're focused on creating that tension throughout your entire leg. Cool? So we want to squeeze our quad, keep one straight line from our hip all the way to our toe, if we can, and really point that toe down like you're pushing a pedal in your car. Point that toe as hard as you can. Cool? All right, guys, let's get this last set.
All right, guys, so knees together, tuck in, reach forward, toe out, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Nice, guys. So the reason why we want to create tension throughout our legs is because, like I said before, you want your movements to be very fluid. You want your body working as one total unit instead of your top half moving and then your bottom half moving. Cool. You'll see that a lot in some people's kipping technique. When they're trying to pull into their hollow, they'll hollow out here first, but then their hips are still way back here, so their back is kind of flat, and then they kick their legs through to finish out that hollow. So we want to correct all of that by focusing on getting into a good hollow body position, so then it feels more natural when you get up onto that bar. Cool? All right, guys, so we learned how to create tension with our legs. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and find where our legs should be, how high your legs should be off the ground when you're doing your hollow. So that's going to be determined by what position you can hold. And what I mean by that is, excuse me, what I mean by that is whatever the best position that you can hold determines how low your legs are going to drop. As your legs drop, if you start to get out of a really, really good position, then you stop there. Cool? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to have you guys go through it with me. Cool? So we're still going to start in our hollow tuck.
But instead of sticking one leg out, we're going to stick both legs straight up towards the sky. Here. And then we're going to slowly lower your legs as slow as you possibly can. As slow as you can without stopping, obviously. Squeezing those legs, pointing your toes. And the key here is to keep your lower back driving into the floor. This position should not change no matter where your legs are. This position does not change. So once that position does start to change, if I get here and my shoulders start to drop, then I know my legs are too low. I need to bring them back up so I can maintain this position. Cool?
So we're going to run through that all together, and we're going to do a 15-second descent. So it's super slow. You're going to be active the entire time. And once you get to a point where you start to feel your back arch or you can't keep your lower back on the floor anymore, you're going to stop there, correct your position. So if you need to lift your feet back up, that's okay. You're going to correct your position and then just finish out the rest of the time in that position. So let's say it takes you 10 seconds to get to your position. You're going to hold that position for that other 5 seconds. Does that make sense, guys? All right. I didn't see any comments, so I'm going to guess that makes sense. All right. So we are going to start. One thing I do need to mention about leg tension is that you also want to squeeze your heels together. So when both your legs out, it's kind of hard to practice that when you only have one leg out. But with both legs out, you want to squeeze your heels together. So creating tension through your legs, you do that by doing three things. One, pointing your toes as hard as you can. Two, squeezing your quads so that your knees stay locked out. There's no bending your knees. And then three, squeezing your heels together so that your glutes stay engaged and your feet, excuse me, don't get away from each other. So the farther your feet get away from each other, the wider the levers are and the more work you actually have to do. Cool. So at least for hollow rocks, that is. So we want to make sure we're squeezing those heels together to make sure everything stays connected. All right, guys, we ready? We're gonna go ahead and get into that tuck.
Here, point your toes, stick them straight up, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Squeeze those heels. 13, 14, 15. Nice. So
I went a little bit too slow. I didn't get into my full hollow, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys found wherever your hollow is supposed to be or how high or how low your legs are. It's going to vary from person to person. Not everybody hollow is going to look the same. Everybody's at different strength levels. So that's going to determine how low your legs should be. Cool. And there's no shame in sticking, like I said, with that tuck rock until you get stronger in your hollows and then start sticking one leg out or the other leg out, things like that. Cool. All right, guys. Next thing we're going to talk about is getting nice and long with your body. Cool. You'll see some people do their hollow rocks and they're here. If you are shrugging down and over engaging that lat, look at what happens to your back. So I'm going to shrug down and over engage your back. You immediately flatten out your back. Well, what can't we do with a flat back? We can't engage our midline as much as possible. We can still engage it, but we can't engage it as much as we can. So if we're reaching up, we can engage as much here as possible and get as much tension through the middle of our body as we possibly can. So when you guys are raising your hands up over your head for your hollows, I want you to think about two things. One, reaching your hands as far back and slightly up as you can, and then reaching your toes as far forward and slightly up as you can, creating a nice crescent moon kind of shape. Cool. I'll show you what that looks like, and then we're going to do a couple drills raising our hands as well as like tempo lowering our legs. Cool. So the full hollow body, I'll take it through step by step just like we did with everything else. We're going to start here. Tuck those legs in, reach all the way forward, squeezing those heels together, legs up. I'm going to go a little bit faster this time. Drop down, find that tension point for your midline. Keep that position nice and tight here. Once we're here, we bring those arms up and reach back as far as we can and reach forward with our toes. So this is your full hollow body position. Cool. And there's tension throughout every single piece of your body. There's no part of your body that's going to be relaxed. This is not a position where you're just going to hang out for a little while. Normally, when you're getting into this position, you're getting into it with purpose. Cool. So let's make sure we have a purpose when we are getting into our hollows. Even if we're doing hollow rocks for a warm-up, I want you guys to focus on having a purpose for that hollow rock. So let's say you just want to build better core tension or better midline tension, then focus on doing your tuck rocks and taking them nice and slowly. That way you can utilize that tension. Let's say you're working on finding where your feet should be in your hollow rock and you're doing it for a warm-up. Then maybe instead of doing the full rock, you do that leg lower that we just went through. Cool. Maybe you're working on getting nice and long and really reaching. When you're doing your hollow rocks, really focus on that point. Cool. So always do your hollows with a point of purpose. That's going to build your skills better, excuse me, and build your strength a little bit faster than just doing whatever every time you get into a hollow. Cool. All right, guys. So we're going to go through all of that together, um, starting with the hollow tuck. Then we'll stick our feet up, lower them down. Then we'll reach back behind us. We're going to do that 3 times. It's going to take around 30 to 35 seconds ish to get through the whole thing. So if you know for a fact that you can't hold a hollow for 30 seconds, that's okay. You can just go a little bit faster than what I'm doing. Cool. All right, guys, let's get into it. So we'll start in that tuck. So go ahead and sit back, tuck in, nice and hard, reach forward, get those legs up. 15 seconds and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's go ahead and raise just one hand up over our head and reach. Go ahead and raise the other hand up over your head and reach. And relax. Nice, guys. We're going to go ahead and do that 2 more times. But I hope you guys are starting to feel what a hollow feels like when you have tension through every part of your body, from your toes all the way through your fingers. You're really reaching nice and long. When you reach nice and long, that you should probably already notice that it also keeps your elbows locked out. So if you're kind of relaxed here and you're not reaching up, you can bend your elbows. But if you reach all the way up, there's no way you can't reach full extension without extending up through that elbow. Cool. So that keeps that tricep nice and tense, keeps your forearms tension and throughout your forearms, and you get more tension throughout your entire body. Cool. All right, guys, let's hit that next set. All righty. Whew. It is hot. So back, tuck those knees in, reach forward. Let's go feet up. 15 seconds and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're squeezing your heels together. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's go one arm up and reach. Other arm up and reach. And relax. Whew. Oh man, we're gonna get one more set. So definitely make sure you guys are stretching out your abs between yesterday's core work and hollows right now. My abs are screaming at me, so I'm definitely gonna get on that go wide and stretch out some abdomens. Cool. All right, guys. We got our last set. Again, we want to make sure we're creating tension in every part of our body. A hollow body position is not an easy position to get into, and it shouldn't be. So if you feel like you're getting into it pretty easily and you can hold it pretty easily, then you may not have as much tension in your body as you can possibly create. Cool? All right, guys. Let's get this last set. Ready? Go ahead and roll back. Tuck those knees in. Reach forward. And up. Squeeze those heels together. Point your toes. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nice. One arm up. Reach. Other arm up. Reach. Nice, guys. Whew. So that is your hollow body position. And we want to make sure, like I said, like I keep saying, because it's very important, very, very important. You want to create tension throughout your entire body. You want that hollow body position to be nice and long. You're extending out through your arms, and then you're extending out through your legs. Cool. Nice and long tension throughout. The reason that we are building so much tension throughout our body, is because tension is what creates the momentum. Cool. If let's take a kip swing, for instance. You have your shoulders and your hips swinging here. If this is your shoulders, this is your hips. Your shoulders go forward, your hips come back into an arch. As you come back, if you're not creating as much tension as you can coming back, whenever you go to kip up, you're not going to have as much power to kip up. So then you have to use more arm and more raw strength to do your kipping pull-up. Cool. So we want to make sure we're creating as much tension as possible so that we can create as much momentum as possible, so we don't have to use as much raw strength. But as always, even with the hollows, strict form first, guys. So let's work on static hollows before you start getting too dynamic with your hollow rocks. So if you struggle with your hollow rocks, definitely start out with a static hollow tuck, and then go to the one leg tucked, one leg straight, creating tension through one leg. And you can even alternate through that, 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other, 5-6 sets, whatever you need. And then start getting both legs out, making sure you're creating tension, getting nice and long through that body. Cool. All right, guys, are there any questions about hollows? You guys can type them in the comment section. I'll give you about a minute to get those in. Oh, let me see here. You mentioned ab stretches. What are some you recommend? I really like seal stretch. So it's a little bit different than Cobra because your hips don't go all the way to the ground. Your feet are together here. Your hands are out to the sides like so. And then you just drop your hips down as low as you can. I feel like this hits my lower abs a little bit easier and takes a lot more tension out of my back rather than having my legs relaxed all the way on the floor, kind of like a Cobra. So feet together, drop your hips as low as you can. And you can sway side to side, really loosen that up. But with any ab stretch, you also want to go the opposite way and stretch out your lower back as well. So I would also do some cat-cows, stretch out that lower back as well. Because normally if you're stretching your abs, you're probably putting a little tension on your lower back. So we want to keep that safe and do both at the same time. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Thanks, Brian, for asking that question. That was a fantastic question. Give you guys a minute to get those in. Or if you have a comment, is there anything else that you guys would like to go over in the bonus features? What are some ideas or things that you guys want to learn about? Definitely drop those in the comment section, because we have a lot of things planned, but we want to make sure that we are doing things that you guys want to learn about. Most of these things are things that I find interesting. I'm sure Kristen and Zach have things that they find interesting. But we want to make sure that we're getting things that you guys are interested in as well. You're the members. We want to engage you and make sure you're excited to see these videos. Cool. All right, guys. Well, if there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for watching. And I can't wait to get back into the gym with you guys. I know coronavirus is putting a damper on a lot of things right now. But I hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy. As always, drink plenty of water. Make sure you're keeping up with your recovery. It will make a big difference in the long run. Cool. All right, guys. Until next time. Oh, wait, the schedule. So we have 2 p.m. equipment WOD with Kristen. So if you have dumbbells, kettlebells, wall balls, whatever you got at home, go ahead and bring them out. Because she's going to be doing that at 2 p.m. And then we have 5 p.m. with no equipment again. And you don't need anything for that, just some space. You can do that in your living room if your living room's big enough. Doesn't need to be outside or anything like that, but just get ready for those 2 classes as well. Cool, guys? All right. I will see you guys later.